Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Southern Illinois Pigskin Picks for Week 8. I'm Scott Meese, along with Les Winkler. We got 4 big games to talk about, and let's talk about last week a little bit. We're starting to get kind of a feel for who's really good and who's not. Just your thoughts on what happened last week.
Well, there's a couple of very, very good games. The Marion Centralia game was as good as we thought it would be. Centralia got off to the big lead. It was really kind of hard really hard to believe that Marion was able to come back from that 20-0 deficit. And actually, the game I covered, Carmi Sester Valera, was a lot closer than the final score indicated. It was ended up being 30-8, but with 6 or 7 minutes left in the game, it was 16-8. So that was. And then, of course, Pinckneyville's victory over DuQuoin. 27 years last time they'd won in DuQuoin. So, yeah, obviously, we're finding out who's for real, and Pinckneyville's one of those teams.
Yeah, and I was at Centralia Marion, and wow, talk about exciting. I mean, these two teams can throw the ball a lot and do it well. I mean, if you went to get a hot dog, you missed Centralia scoring 3 touchdowns in the first 4 minutes of the game. Just incredibly exciting, and Marion with the new quarterback this year, they moved Bradley to tight end. He catches a touchdown from the new quarterback, Lewis, who was really impressive to me. They don't have Ivy, but Centralia, I mean, my goodness, if their defense gets shored up where they're tough, and they've got Sidsakic and Rashad Campbell are both back next year, which is scary.
Rashad Campbell may be the best offensive player in Southern Illinois this year. He is remarkably fast. He's got great moves, good instincts, and he can throw the ball.
Yeah.
The game I saw him play against Carbondale, he threw 3 or 4 touchdown passes where he put the ball on the line 35, 40 yards, and just perfect tight spiral and right on the money. He's an exciting player. He may be a Division I prospect. His size isn't great, but boy, athletically, he's as good as they get.
All right, let's get into the picks. Really big game. Harrisburg at Benton. The Bulldogs 5-2. Rangers 6-1. It's not going to be for conference. Heron's pretty much got that with the win this week, which they'll most likely get. But this is definitely one of the games of the year, I think. And I'm kind of torn on it. I'm going to go with Harrisburg just because I have to pick someone. But if Benton wins, it wouldn't surprise me at all because with Leffler throwing the ball and they can run it pretty well with Colby Allen, their defense is good. Benton could definitely win. I'll go with Harrisburg just because I have to pick one of the two.
I'm kind of in the same boat, and it's actually a bigger game for Harrisburg. Harrisburg finishes with Carbondale again, I believe, and that's going to be a tough game for Harrisburg. So if 5-2. They're going to want another win to improve their seeding. They're going to have the playoff points, obviously, but they're going to need another win to improve their seeding. And this would be a big game for them. And like you said, Leffler's a fine player. Benton's a good, solid football team too. But I will go with Harrisburg.
All right, moving on, we've got Marion at Carbondale. It looked like the Wildcats weren't going to be able to pull it out last week after getting down so much early, but just did an outstanding job of. It's amazing. They're down 20-0 in the first quarter, and they're up 28-20 at halftime. It was stunning, really.
Without their best offense.
Right, without Shaquille Ivy. They're going into Carbondale. What do you think on this one? The Terriers have kind of hit a wall, so to speak.
Well, they lost Jordan Bowlby. That's a huge loss for them. And Carbondale's not a bad football team. I've seen them play a couple games, but they're not bad. But Marion apparently just has too much. I haven't seen Marion, but their record speaks for itself. They're the South 7 champs again. You have to go with Marion.
Yeah, I mean, Marion's got so many athletes. Jay Riley, Shaquille Ivy's brother, Justin Ivy, was phenomenal in this game. Their quarterback's good. This running back, Henry Jones, he'd been playing defense and was just a tremendous source of offense for them. So I'll pick the Wildcats, too. I don't know if Carbondale's got enough to be able to beat them. Black Diamond this week, last chance for CZR they've got to win, and unfortunately for them, they have Carmi coming in. We all keep thinking somebody's going to get Carmi. I'm starting to wonder if they maybe just are going to go undefeated. I'm taking Carmi in this one. Hard to believe CZR to be able to stop their potent offense. Nobody else can.
Carmi is an interesting team. They've got so many weapons in the backfield. Chase Saylor, of course, makes it all go with sophomore quarterback. He's a very good runner. As an adequate thrower at this point, he's going to get better at that. Cameron Gunner is a load, but then they've got 2 or 3 other kids that they can give the ball to. Farr was the quarterback last year, and he's a threat both to catch the ball and run it. Rankin is a solid runner. And defensively, they're just sound. They just don't make many mistakes. It seems like they give up a few yards here or there, but they don't give up the big play. They're a pretty impressive team for a bunch of sophomores and juniors.
Yeah, I'm going to be at that game, and I'm hoping CZR can make it a game. I think that's all we can really ask. If they can hang around like maybe Sesser did, I mean, but if you let Carmi start going all over you, I mean, it's going to be over.
They can score in a hurry because Gunner can flat run, and they're deceptively strong too. Gunner just flat runs over people at times, so they're for real.
And finally, an interesting game. We got Carterville 3-4 at AJ. The Lions have a playoff streak that goes back to, I believe, 1994, 3 or 4, I think, and so they're really. I think people in Carterville are going to look to see something out of them because they've let a few slip away this year, and it's going to be tough to beat AJ. They're a quality football team. Who do you have in this one?
Well, I got to take AJ, especially at the pit. It's a tough place to play. It's a beautiful place to watch a game. It's a tough place to play. Diedering's kind of one of those guys that his teams just seem to reload every year too. They always find the athletes to run the system and always have a good solid defensive team. So 6-1 again this year. It's hard to pick against them at home.
Yeah, I'll go with AJ. Carterville put themselves in this position to where they knew they would have to beat either DuQuoin or AJ. They got beaten pretty good by DuQuoin, but Carterville blew a game at Nashville that they had basically. So it looks like that streak's going to come to an end. So it'll be interesting though. Carterville has the talent. I mean, they beat Pinckneyville pretty good. Nobody else has. So it'll be interesting. But I got to go with AJ. All right, that's it for this week, folks. Join us back for the final week 9 next week. It should be exciting as the playoff picture becomes a little bit more clear. We'll see you next time.